I should have been on rap a lot. Think like Jay Prince and I do more than just rap a lot. I went and got my digits up. Your favorite, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. That's real rap a lot, no cap a lot. I used to from Farron down to Camelot. I used to whip up in my granny's pot. She asked my friends, was I? They said, nope, he not. The line to a praying woman. The truth's a heavy burden and it's weighing on me. Red doggies caught me slipping with the wailing on me. I went to calling out for Jesus like a reverend on me. Chalked it up to sin, took it on my chin. Gotta take some L's if you wanna win. They took a but didn't take a sin. I didn't even have no re-up I could re-up with. Had to rob another just to re-up. Pray to God that in his heart he found forgiveness for me. It was nothing personal, it was just business for me. When I got on, I paid him back and told him it was ugly. I'd rather ask forgiveness like 100 times than be asking for permission in a beggar's line. Cause of who I be and check out how I tend to mine. I got a partner who don't eat no pork at dinner time, but let you act like you gon' ever hurt or injure mine. He have your woman, and that's by dinner time. I keep my eyes on glory till the devil get behind. Now bear in mind the devil made me offers I decline. We not aligned, not combined, I am not confined to any wicked system that these demons have designed. They frame a mind and have you salty as a bacon rind. I'm trying to master my...
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jaguars and the Ravens, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Taken in at the 3. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll get this up to about the 40. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll let this go for the end zone. And, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Lawrence. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Tyus Bowser in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is fielded at the 7. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. A number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he'll have this past the...
a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Third and 2. Here's Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time
pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 3rd, here's an option play right. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Pretty ideal right there. Keeping yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, or probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
Jackson on 1st down. He finds Bateman over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Let's go, big side. Let's go, let's go.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
On second down, it's Hunt. And this will be a Jaguars first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Come on now.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And oh, he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Ravens. 20. And that's it. touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took him on a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not only the coffee, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
It's their third drive now, and so far we've seen a punt, and that second drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning.
Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run? Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
On second down, right back to Hunt.
And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From midfield now, Lawrence.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first half, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
He's going to look deep down the field.
Right there, Chenault for the Jacksonville touchdown. Laviska Chenault.
His second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
On the return, Devin Duvernay. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off. And then
fighting through, and he's got space. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7.
Let's put that team.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Four yards remain for second down.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Jackson now. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 24-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
Come on now.
Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And it's now 21-7. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the third quarter of action. On the return is Duvernay. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A gain of 6 there on first.
It appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
On second down, a run with Dobbins.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 35 yards.
I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins. And he's got some space here. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And if you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A gain of 3, second down.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
2nd and 7. Now Lawrence to throw.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
All right, second down, right back to Hunt.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 67 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ballgame.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On first down, Hunt. It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Second and 9. Now Lawrence. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On third down, here's Hunt. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be fourth down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
Oh, the return is Duvernay. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go, man.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Play action. Now Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They go play action with Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they are silly, and that leads to a play action sack. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Lawrence.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on your side.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Odafe Oweh able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, here's what having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Shenault.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Lawrence's throw complete there to Johnson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence going for it all. And, that would get a wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Lawrence will throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown! Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Miles Jack there to make the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another run here with Dobbins.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars. Down by 2 touchdowns. Just over 1:40 to play. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. Now Lawrence on first down. Complete, Valdez-Scantling. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. From the 30 on second down. Lawrence finding Hunt, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Lawrence. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Lawrence going to get his guys to go quickly.
To try again after the sack. Lawrence escapes the defender. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and run for it. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews.
And Andrews lost the football. And the Jags grab it.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the 2-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And this coaching staff